From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
It's a week of Friday, March 3rd, 2017, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and this week's show is brought to you by Casper, a sleep brand that created one perfect mattress sold directly to consumers, eliminating commission-driven inflated prices. Casper's award-winning sleep surface was developed in-house, has a sleek design, and is delivered in a small, how did they do that, sized box. In addition to the mattress, Casper also offers an adaptive pillow and soft, breathable sheets. They're revolutionizing the mattress industry by cutting the...
What's an adaptive pillow?
I'm telling you, Cohen has one, a Casper pillow, and it is... There's like it just adapts to your head weight, and it doesn't smush on you, and it's not too firm. It's just the perfect pillow, and I gave it to my son because I love him.
It's like those new Nike shoes that tie themselves.
Yes,
they just are what you need them to be.
Yeah, and they loosen when you want it looser, and it knows your body.
You were doing a good job with the read. I'm sorry I interrupted it, but keep going.
No, it's a fantastic
pick
pillow.
Pick it up on adaptive pillow in 2, 1.
Casper is revolutionizing the mattress industry by cutting the cost of dealing with resellers and showrooms and passing that savings directly to the consumers.
The other thing I like it with how do they do that box? It's like you're getting a great product, and a one-time magic trick in a single purchase. Well, to me, that's like a double. That's like bonus the value, because you can have people over and have the box there, and then do like a cool magic trick where a mattress comes out.
What's behind your ear?
Casper is an obsessively engineered mattress at a shockingly fair price. It combines supportive memory foams to create an award-winning sleep service with just the right sink and just the right bounce. With over 20,000 reviews and an average of 4.8 stars, it's quickly becoming the internet's favorite mattress. That's they base that on Amazon, Google reviews, Casper. This is some real stuff. That's not fake news. That's real facts, not alternative facts.
Yeah, they don't even take in the LA Times.
Like Amazon.
They also have free shipping and returns to the U.S. and Canada. You can try Casper for 100 nights risk-free in your own home. If you don't love it, they'll pick it up and refund you everything. Hey, right now, Casper's offering Relevant Podcast listeners a special offer. You can get $50 off any mattress purchase by visiting casper.com/relevant and using the offer code RELEVANT. Terms and conditions apply. There you go. Like I said, I'm your host, Cameron. Here with me in our Orlando studios, Eddie Big Cat Koffolds.
Nice to see you, man.
Over there, our social media maven, Chelsea Steele.
Hello, everybody.
On the ones and twos, our illustrious producer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
And on the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello.
We have an awesome show.
Nice. Just a different timbre in your voice today, Jess.
Well, it's a different day. I'm coming in hot this morning, guys. I'm high energy. It's early in the week. I'm still, the reserves are still high right now.
It's an unusual recording day.
Yes.
We're recording earlier in the week than we normally would. This is a big week of relevance. So you're hearing this on Friday. You, by Friday, have heard it's our big announcement that happened this week. We redesigned the magazine. That's out now. It's our March issue. Mm-hmm. We launched the brand new relevantmagazine.com, and we announced the Relevant Podcast Network, which is launching this spring.
Are we talking it? Are we using RPN yet?
RPN is the little logo mark.
It's out on the internet, yeah.
I mean, I don't know that we're going to say, you're listening to RPN. I don't think we're going to do that.
This is RPN.
Yeah. I don't think we're doing that. But like the little logos on the different show graphics, little... Boop.
We have Laxmi Singh. She's doing the RPN bumps, so that's pretty exciting.
It's a real in the weeds joke that I appreciate it. But there's two people that are just giving you like a nice golf clap around the country. Like,
that's all I wanted. I wanted the NPR golf clap. We'll head out to you guys out there. We'll head out to you morning edition folks.
Yeah.
We talked about the new issue of Relevant on last week's podcast and told you all about it and the redesign, all that kind of stuff. But now y'all have seen it. We've been getting hit up by subscribers all week that it's arriving and they're connecting with it, and it's awesome to see something you've worked so long and so hard to, like, it's being well received. It's really fun.
Can I be the jerk of all time?
Yeah, please.
I remember, like, I would give like a sermon, and I would just be preaching from my toes and feel like, all right.
What does that mean?
Like,
you would stand on your toes?
I think realistically it means you said the thing up there that you had hoped you were going to say.
Right, you nailed it.
I thought it meant you were doing you signed that you did use sign language for the sermon. You did it with your toes. I was going to say that's
kind of like that guitarist who played the guitar for the Pope with his feet in the 70s.
It's
that
nearly
guy.
impossible.
Yeah, the armless guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's. But so I'm saying, and you get people talk to you about it, and you have conversations about it, and then you get that one email that's just like, just so you know, the boy wasn't actually selling. He didn't actually bring fishes and loaves. He was actually selling them, and it's just like a pretty important point of this. I mean, it just has anybody emailed you and been like, "It's too big"?
No, I mean not me. I mean, I haven't
huge.
been watching Facebook and stuff.
I was going to say I haven't seen this many, like, and not to like toot our own horn or anything, but like, it is like a major redesign, a major new look, and so like I haven't seen this much instant response, like from when it hits subscribers to when people are saying nice things for any issue that I can remember.
I'll toot your own horn because, as I've said many times, I have nothing to do with the magazine. I watch it pop up on the board, then I just see it. It's beautiful.
Thanks.
It's always been
beautiful.
thoughtful and great. So, but the content, it's like interesting. It still feels like relevant, but there was like a content shift that I can't put my finger on.
Right.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, it matured a little bit. I mean, we launched a new website in late 2012, going into 13, and we did a pretty big shift with the company at that time. We shut down everything else we were doing, all the marketing. We had an ad agency, we had other magazines. We shuttered all that and just went all in with Relevant and just rebooted
You had an
everything.
ad agency?
Yeah, for 12 years. That was most of our revenue. It was doing creative services for other companies.
Yeah.
So did you have like those meetings like in Mad Men where they're sitting down doing like
And pitching
pitches for-
campaigns and stuff?
pitching
Absolutely.
for Heinz beans and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, it was more marketing consultation and stuff, but I mean, it was the thing to make the ends meet while our fledgling little magazines couldn't make the ends meet. We could do we could put more resources into the magazine and the web stuff than they merited because we did this other business on the side to make ends meet. So anyway, we shut all that down in 12, started a different strategy and just said, what if we gave everything away for free? What if, sure, it costs money to mail a magazine to your house, so you pay for that, but we don't care about trying to sell you products anymore. We care about the message getting out there. And so we started doing a lot more online and just strategically shifted things. We started growing. And so things that had been kind of normal for 5 years or kind of similar size reach started to really explode. And we started to go from about 750,000 people a month in 2012 to last year we had 73 million people that we tracked. And the problem with that is that 3-4 years of like grow, it's easy to stay there. And just like, so about a year ago, we're in a web editorial meeting and the lineup felt like the same kind of ideas from the previous week and the previous week and the previous week. And they were working and they were connecting with people, but I was bored. And so I started just saying to everybody, like, I mean, I just don't want to keep, I've been there, done that. I just don't want to keep doing these same like 7 core messages like for the rest of my life. Like, so I started thinking like, okay, 2017, this is last year, 2017, if I was to start over and just launch a new magazine or a new media platform in 2017, what would that look like? And well, let's just do that. Let's just do that one. And so we essentially approached the redesign process with like no sacred cows, like nothing legacy had to move forward in the next era. It would just like authentically be, let's say what we want to say and say it the way we want to say it and not worry about how we said it for the last 15 years, And so when it came to the magazine, there was things like we had little sections like Reject Apathy and Maker and like and all these little brands in the magazine. I just felt like it was cluttery and junk and it was just noise. And it's like almost like it created this rigidity that distracted from a organic experience, content experience, and even like templates in the design process. There were certain approaches visually that we just kept going back to. We kept like digging from the same well. And I just was like, so we approached this like, I don't want any more templates. I want every idea to be expressed in the best way for that idea to be expressed visually. I want If this should be a listicle and it should really be about 2 pages long, then let's do that and not try to bloat it to a 4-page feature because that's what it normally would be. You know, like let's cut things down to like just what it should be. And so the content evolution is, you know, we're still feel like God's called us to, you know, lead the conversation at the intersection of faith and culture. We feel like, you know, the conversation that we're leading, that, you know, showing that faith, that God, that God is relevant to all aspects of our life, not just church and stuff. So what we do with our career matters, and how we live our life, and relationships and justice and all those things, you know, that there is a God conversation to that. We still feel passionate about that. And so we're still talking about a lot of the same scope of what we're doing, but it kind of matured. And I think like shedding old skin format wise was really refreshing and allowed us to kind of approach the same maybe topics, but with a fresh perspective and voice.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because that's an interesting, by the way, that's preaching from your toes, just so you know.
I was losing feeling.
What you can't see is Cameron is sign languaging with his toes right now. That whole dialogue, it's pretty impressive.
I was losing feeling in my toes. I was getting so revved up. But.
Just to echo kind of what Cameron's saying, I was actually having a conversation with Aaron, our editorial director, last night.
Who knows Tim Tebow so well.
That's literally his claim to fame is he was 4th grade friends with Tim Tebow.
Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah, so I'm chatting with Aaron, and we're talking about some, interviews, him and I had both had recently for an upcoming issue. And it kind of like, what Cameron was saying about like the intentionality of the conversations that we're having. We've always tried to do that, and I'm really proud of everything. And I think Cameron, I don't want to speak for you, but I know everyone on the team is very proud of everything that we've done in the past. But it does feel like we've honed our filters a little for this kind of new season, and the intentionality that we're approaching a lot of these conversations with. It's like reinvigorating, I feel like, from a creative standpoint. I hope that the reader experiences that too. That, it's almost going like a level deeper, and we've thrown out the old formulas and we're trying something new and fresh and go where the conversations lead. And I hope it's surprising. I hope it's, inspiring for people, and that it's like they're reading a new magazine, even though it feels familiar.
Right. It's like you just grew up a little bit.
Right.
I would like to say also that I was hurt that my suggestion for my feature did not make it into the magazine.
What was that again?
Crossword. I would like to do the crossword on the last page.
I am in Eddie's corner on this one.
Right. So this would be a Bible-themed
disappointed.
crossword puzzle.
Like
It's like the Southwest thing. You have the Sudoku, you have the crossword, and everyone turns there first.
Is that how you
That's what
say
you're
that
saying.
word? Sudoku?
I thought it was
Yeah.
Sudoku.
I thought it was Sudoku
Either way, you
too.
can't pop in one more page in the end for a games section. Like, how much does it cost? Probably whatever. 25 cents? Pass it along to the
You can
readers.
pay for it. Eddie.
$5,000.
$5,000. Would be nice. Anyway.
We also, the big thing this week is we launched the new relevantmagazine.com. It went up on Wednesday. I would say it's a soft launch, honestly. It's kind of a phase 1. This thing will continue to expand and refine in the coming weeks and especially months, long term. The site is, I don't know if you've been around our site in the last couple of years, but it's not been the fastest site from a technical standpoint.
Don't you dare.
Cameron, there is nothing, as much as I am stoked about some of the interviews we've gotten and the new look in the magazine and the positive feedback, there's nothing I'm more excited about than having a website that we've been, victims of our own growth to a degree, because there are times, where we have so many people coming to the website that it slows down to a crawl, and it creates a very difficult user.
45 seconds to load it.
Yeah, it's
Sort of a
it's
thing.
on a Zeos 586 in the garage.
It
So,
literally, we're
real
recording on
specific
Tuesday.
joke.
That literally happened like a lot of the afternoon, earlier this week before we did the relaunch, which is a good problem to have, but this will solve it.
So from the ground up, rethink everything. What's important moving forward? Scalability, reach, global reach. So we switched over to cloud server. So it will be kind of distributed around the globe, and literally will be one of the fastest websites like that exists. Honestly, from a content standpoint, it's blazing. I mean, like fractions of a microsecond sort of load time. It's crazy. The tech that's running this thing.
You guys use the Pied Piper compression app to get the whole thing in there.
Pied Piper all over it. Good Silicon Valley reference. And then, so that was kind of a new foundation for the house to be built on. And then it's like, what do we want the house to look like? And again, it was let's cut off, prune off dead branches and let's simplify and double down on the content that we believe in and we're excited about every day. And again, how can we remove the safety net of been there, done that, redundancy? And so there's a lot with the content that is going to be very different. It's going to be a higher volume of content every day. It's going to be far more engaging visually. It's beautiful. We worked very hard to figure out how in this distributed digital age, when I can look at an article from Rolling Stone and Time and Newsweek and Relevant,
BuzzFeed and LA Times,
all in the same app essentially, whether it be Flipboard or Apple News or whatever. What about our little web article on your phone looks and feels like relevant? How is it uniquely us? Well, how do we tap into the print visual experience, which is beautiful and white space and modern, and how do we bring that into your phone screen and your computer screen? The team worked very hard on that, and I'm really proud of where we ended up with the design. The content sections and the multimedia stuff is definitely a phase one. We just had to get the thing up, and then once it's up, now we can keep adding to it and stuff.
Because there's some stuff we've been working on for phase two already. It's the fun and games tab.
Yeah, the fun and games tab.
Oh man, it is blazing fast.
I haven't got this approved yet, but it's something a little side project. It's a Magic Eye section, and it's the best of the Magic Eye glory days.
Oh, that would be just an April Fool's.
Does that work on a computer screen? I've never seen them in print either. I can't see them, but
Cameron, I haven't thought of that yet, and it's very concerning to me because I put a tremendous amount of time, and I did not factor in screen glare.
Jesse is uploading 4 terabytes.
I'm looking
right
now. They don't work at all.
It's just a bunch of dots.
They don't work at all. This is
a huge mistake. Only works in posters.
Literally, if you look at Jesse's calendar, any given work week, about 80% of his time was blocked off for a special project, and I didn't know what it was. But this Magic Eye section, apparently, if that's what the special project was, has been about 80% of his compensation for the last 6 months.
And he's been doing it Rembrandt style, just a dot at a time with a little oil brush.
It turns out I should have taken a lesson, and I don't even know how these things work. I was just hoping that the pieces would come together at the end.
He's just painting trash all day.
Time well spent.
Oh boy.
Well, anyhow, all this sounds very exciting.
And then the podcast network.
Yes,
that's going to be the thing.
Now we're talking.
This show will continue every week as we have been doing for 11 years.
Except adding a little thing to the end of it.
The fun and games tab.
Keep going.
Yeah. And we're launching a handful of other shows. We're doing shows that we're producing that kind of dive into other aspects of the relevant content spectrum. Everything from long form one-on-one interviews to sports, even to like the whole gamut and music and culture.
I'll be all over that sports one.
The Fun and Games podcast, which you'll host.
Wait, it's an audible Sudoku.
Kind of like.
I'm like, all right.
Okay. So it's not like Hollywood Game Night on NBC.
No. It's just
or like, wait, don't tell me.
It's just me reading the last page of the magazine.
So the podcast network is going to be fun because we're going to do a season-based approach with all the other shows.
Yes.
So we'll do like 12 episodes of a season, so 3 months on. Cool. Then we'll do off for the summer, and then we'll come back with a fall season.
Yeah.
And so some of the shows will continue. Like the sports one, we know we'll have season 1, season 2. Continue. Other shows can kind of come and go. So we might do a show with somebody notable and they can do 12 and we have this great finished piece of work. And then maybe we do somebody else in the fall or something, like we can move things around and it'll be a lot of fun. And then we're going to be partnering and helping other podcasts as well. We're going to kind of have affiliate and partner shows that we don't produce, but we kind of link arms with and help distribute, market those shows. Yeah. So finding great shows out there that already are going and we can kind of help put them on our platform and help propel them and, stuff we believe in. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's an exciting time.
But then the last thing, so when I talk about like the website, we'll have more things being added and stuff.
Yes.
You guys have heard on the podcast, we're moving studios soon. We're building out new studios right now. This week, last night, Thursday night, we had a little groundbreaking party for the new launch and everything. And obviously we're talking about it in the past tense and it hasn't quite happened yet for us. But we're downtown at our new spot and we had everybody over and we had little hard hats and like it's a moment.
I have not paid any attention to this because I like this building and I don't want to leave it.
Oh, you'll like this other building.
Wait till
it's
you see
not
the next
flashy.
one, though.
I'm sure it's fine, but it's going to be a whole to-do. We've already talked about this.
So one of the big reasons is, okay, so on the new relevantmagazine.com, we took away the drop and we took away Relevant TV. And there's a reason. You got to take something away and create the absence and then build anticipation for an all new. So there's a lot of exciting video stuff in the works and also a lot of fun audio music type things that will be happening on our platform this year, later in the year. So a big new era is kicking off like right now. Normally we don't sit here and talk about relevant inside baseball type stuff, but this is a big week.
Well, some housekeeping, man. People got to know. We got to
know. If we don't tell them, how are they going to know? There you go. Well, we have a great show. Coming up later, we talked to actor Sam Worthington. You know him from Hacksaw Ridge, Avatar, a ton of movies, but he's in the new movie, The Shack, that's coming out. So he's coming up later. And also Social Club Misfits joins us. They released an awesome new album about a month ago. And so they are joining us and talking through the album with us. And it'll be kind of a listening room experience with them for their new tracks. It's really cool.
Neat.
I was getting my hair cut the other day and my barber, he and I've been going to him for probably 5 years. We only have two things that we talk about, basketball and hip hop. That's all we talk about. And so we always are trying to like find new music that the other one doesn't know yet, right? So I was getting my hair cut like 3-4 weeks ago, and he's like telling me about some bands, and then he goes, "Oh, and there's this other one. I forget their name, but I was listening to them. I listened to the album 3 times all the way through. It's great. It's like trap. It's awesome." And then I realized, like on the third listen, like there was no profanity, and I thought that was weird. And then I started listening even closer, and I realized they were talking about God a lot. And I was like, "Are you talking about Social Club Misfits?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's them, dude. They're really good. Yeah. You're a Christian, that's right? Awesome. You know them." My barber's an atheist, and he was like getting down with Christian hip hop because Social Club Misfits is so good. So there you go.
Your barber's an atheist.
Yeah, he's an atheist.
Feels like that's the punchline, and I can't figure out the joke to it.
Okay.
My barber's an atheist. How do you know your barber's an atheist, right? Like, that's the setup.
Oh, he's an angry atheist and will tell you about it. Like a vegan or a CrossFitter.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
like
fine.
They'll tell you their thing.
Jesse is, I can see the steam coming out of his ears right now, trying to get the other side of it. We'll have it by the end of the show.
Gears are turning.
We'll have it by the end of the show.
All right. Well, there you go. So that's coming up later. Moving the show along, it's time for our look back at what happened this week in culture and entertainment. It's time for
In Case You Missed It.
Well, in case you missed it, this year's Oscars broke records for the number of black actors, actresses, and filmmakers that won.
Yeah, and right at the end is when the record was broken.
I was so tempted to do it in case you missed it about the big kerfuffle, but I feel like at this point everyone saw it. I was watching the Oscars. It was running late and I was getting really tired, you know? And I was like, I've made it this far. I am going to watch just to see who wins Best Picture, and I'm going to bed. So they announced La La Land, and I see them take the stage. I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm going to bed. I literally turned off the TV.
You're kidding.
I swear, and I woke up the next morning. And
you were like 20 seconds from a huge cultural moment.
Yeah, exactly. I missed it by literally seconds.
It was the best feeling. I was with a lot of animated people, so we were like, I think we were all kind of rooting for Moonlight. And we're like, oh, well, we enjoyed La La Land. That's cool. And then you see everyone start turning, and you see some guy with a headset run out, and everyone's looking around, and then someone's like, Moonlight, you won.
I loved that guy.
And I was like,
the producer of La La Land.
He was so gracious. I'm like, on your feet, and gotta be, I mean, so many people watching. He was just really kind.
I loved how, without even looking, he snatched the card out of.
Yeah, he was just like, Warren Beatty doesn't have this.
He didn't, but if you look at it, he didn't look at the card. Like, he didn't look that it actually
just
said
pulled
Moonlight.
it
He just
out.
pulled it out and held it to the camera without even like double checking
Wow.
it.
Yeah, that guy had
moxie.
really
And after what
strong
happened?
wherewithal.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, like, Warren Beatty did not need to come back up to the microphone and explain what happened. You've done enough at this point,
I'm like,
Warren.
No. I'm glad he did.
No.
I'm glad he did because he didn't Harvey it. It wasn't a Warren Beatty issue.
No, I know.
He was
Yeah.
given the wrong card.
Yeah.
But his concern was more that Warren Beatty was taken care of rather than
That's
the
true.
Moonlight people got another 10 seconds up there to do an acceptance
Yeah,
speech.
they didn't get their moment.
I will say, though, have you seen Moonlight?
No, I bought it, but I haven't watched it
It
yet.
is shattering. I think it was the best picture.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, it literally was.
Yeah, but I was like very
literally,
relieved
Eddie.
at that one. It was such a good, literally such a good movie.
There you go. Well, people of color took home Oscars in several of the major categories, including Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Documentary. You know, obviously, it was just a year ago that the hashtag Oscars So White became a trending topic after the Academy Awards didn't feature one actor of color for 2 consecutive years in any of the major categories. 4 of the Best Picture nominees told stories primarily focused on people of color, including obviously Best Picture winner Moonlight. So it's a shift.
Big year. It was
Yeah.
huge year.
Well, in case you missed it, this week Carl Lentz preached a mini sermon on the Dr. Oz show. Did you see this? We posted it on
Yeah.
RealMagazine.com.
Yeah,
It was
this
about-
was.
it was-
I was so nervous when I saw Dr. Oz's setup too.
Yeah.
Well, as part of his
had
Faithful Friday series, Dr. Oz recently invited Hillsong New York pastor Carl Lentz on the daytime talk show. What were you
Yeah,
going to say?
I had no idea Carl knew so much about the food pyramid.
Yeah.
But he did a great job.
Or Dr. Oz's weird pseudoscience vitamins.
The host and Oprah protege, who's known for his sometimes controversial medical advice, told his audience that Lentz would, quote, not talk so much about the rules, but the energy behind religion.
When I heard that, I'm like, oh boy, Carl, get us out of this, man. Dude, this is like, I'm not like an Oprah hater, but like, I feel like Dr. Oz represents part of like the worst about like the things that people criticize Oprah about. Like Dr. Oz represents that, like just kind of weird, hokey stuff a lot of times. And when he was like, he's going to talk about the energy of religion, I'm like, what does that even mean? I have no idea. We write about and cover religion, and I have no idea what he's referencing here.
Well, Carl, obviously, he took the next 4 minutes. You give Carl a mic, he's going to talk about Jesus. He's not. I don't care what weird energy setup you've given me. We're gonna win some souls today. That's Carl. So he took the next 4 minutes to preach a mini sermon about the power of turning to Jesus for help. Here's a clip.
And I remember thinking, it's always better to find somebody who knows the map better than you. We live in a world right now where people are trying to figure out this life without talking to the designer. And when Jesus said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life, he wasn't talking about a religion. He wasn't talking about a social construct. He was talking about the King of heaven and earth giving you clues on where you need to go. And I would tell you this, I don't want to get caught in life where have you ever felt like you're in a hamster wheel? Like you're taking steps, but you're making no progress. I walked in on my son the other day. I have 3 children. None of them pay rent. And my son was he was punching my computer screen. And he just was frustrated. I walked in, I said, son, what are you doing? And he's punching, and he goes, it won't work. And I realized, I said, son, that's not an iPad. All he's ever known is an iPad. I said, there's actually a little mouse right there. It's still a computer, and it still works. He was about to give up, not understanding that something had changed here. Sometimes when you pray, it's not so much about what you say, it's who you're saying it to. God loves people. God wants to help. And if I could encourage you to do one thing on your way out of here, pray. And I'm not talking about getting on your knees, being a fancy religious person. The number one heard word in heaven would be this: help. In Greek, help means help. In Hebrew, help means help. So if there's anybody in here who has ever needed help and you feel lost and you feel discouraged, doctors are great. A new diet will change your day, but praying to the King of heaven and earth will change your soul. God bless you.
I have a Carl Lentz, and I know your friend Lentz.
NTZ.
Maybe it is a Carl Lentz lens that I have right
Carl
now.
Lentz lens.
I believe that his haircut is going to change drastically this year. I don't think it's out of date. I just have a feeling he's going to change it.
I think so too, because when we were hanging out a few weeks ago, I could see him eyeing my fade, and he was like, I like your fade.
I don't.
Like, you can tell he's thinking about haircuts right now.
Yeah, because
Do
he's
you
got,
think he could convert your atheist barber?
Oh, he should go to
For
Betty.
sure.
I give him 4 minutes with Ricky, and Ricky's coming home to Jesus. Like,
He will be baptized that night.
that night. Literally. I agree with you. I think he's going to shake it up.
Yeah.
The problem is the new haircut. This is terrible. Joel Houston has the new haircut. Justin Bieber's doing the new haircut. It's the Chip Gaines. It's the little, I need a haircut, shaggy, kind of little short bangs hanging on the top.
Right here.
Yeah, the Chip Gaines from
No.
Chip
I
and
think
Joanna
Carl
Gaines.
Lentz will do his own thing.
Yeah. He's not going to do the Chip
Yeah.
Gaines, but I'm saying the Chip Gaines is becoming the hipster cut.
Do not
Yeah.
conform any longer.
To the pattern of this world, but be
right.
transformed by the renewing of your haircut.
Well, in case you missed it, a street artist created a giant statue of Kanye West
Oh my
as
gosh.
Jesus in LA. The artist goes by the name Plastic Jesus. He erected the piece on Hollywood Boulevard. The statue looks like it's made of gold and shows Kanye in the pose of the crucifixion with nails in his hands and a crown of thorns on his head. The artist said that the meaning of the piece, called False Idol, so the name underneath it said False Idol, is meant to be commentary on pop culture's worship of flawed human celebrities. This is what he said to The Hollywood Reporter. Kanye West is a genius at writing and producing, but he's not a god, and that's where we put him. Until there's an issue in his life or a hiccup in his career, then we crucify him. We've seen it before with people like Britney Spears or Lindsay Lohan. The same people who put him into a godlike place are the same yapping at his heels for a piece of flesh when something happens. By all means, treat and respect these people are artists, but don't make them into gods because we crucify our gods. There you go.
Mic drop.
Provocative piece.
Yeah, I get it. We got it.
It's a little on the nose, right?
Yeah, celebrity culture, we got it.
Same. I think there's no need to look at it more than once. Like you see the picture and you're like,
Well, I'll say this. I posted it on
Yeah,
Facebook. And I
we
was
know.
very nervous about the feedback because it's Kanye West as a big golden
Why do you
Jesus.
read the Facebook feedback, man?
that's my favorite part.
Well, I read it and people were like, okay, now that I'm reading his thoughts on it, I actually get that. Like, I actually, understand, like it's an interesting and valid point he's making in a provocative way.
In case you missed it, Octavia Spencer went on Good Morning America to explain why her casting as God isn't really that controversial. She stars in The Shack and plays God the Father, or manifestation of God the Father, or whatever. It's a metaphor. The Shack is obviously the film off the controversial best-selling book, which tells the story of a grieving father who meets the members of the Trinity after the loss of his daughter. Here's a clip of her explaining why she plays God.
I played God because when he was a little boy, the only person that showed him kindness was a woman who looked like me. So God reveals himself in a way and a manner that he could receive.
And thank you for saying it like that, because whenever a movie like this is done, people bow up a little bit, religious figures, and saying, wait a minute, what, you playing God? And it's like how that person perceives and,
Right.
and how it's represented to them.
Right.
And that comes through in the film.
And also we explain that in the film,
Right.
But it's still all of those principles that I grew up on with Christianity.
And what really challenged me, Octavia, when I was watching it was some of the questions that I've asked myself. I've gone through some illnesses, some loss, and I'm a very spiritual person, and it's like, where is he? Where is he? And he is there.
And in an interesting casting choice, Octavia Spencer is hosting SNL this weekend.
I can't wait. I think she's going to be awesome.
I think so too.
Like,
I agree.
She's clearly got incredible acting chops and a ton of personality, but I bet there's a comedic side to her that I think she's going to just go nuts. I think it's going to be
totally.
I agree.
I wonder if they'll, I'm not going to do my SNL predictions, but she'll be interesting to
You
watch.
do SNL predictions? Do you write them down and put them in a hope chest or
Like,
something?
telling you-
and what does an SNL prediction
think
even
they'll
look
do a
like? Like
shot
you're
beat?
trying to guess jokes?
Yes. I guess. So,
Do you write them down?
No. It's just me sitting there. So I'm watching.
So it's not like your dream journal or anything.
I turn it on. I get everything closed up in the house. It's sort of like the moment
But
you're going
Cameron,
to watch
I
SNL.
will say this: when Eddie does watch SNL, he hangs dream catchers all over the house for reasons that are unclear.
Oh yeah. And so you're watching the last couple minutes of SNL. They do a recap of local news and weather real quick. I don't watch the whole news, but you see the very end. I see you in the Magic game.
Are you serious?
Yeah, every time.
I've never seen it. I've never. I mean, I'm there. I don't.
Watch the West 2.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh,
when they
sweet.
do the recap of the game, it's like, there you are. So I see you, them
Yelling
running
at some
across.
ref.
A wrap up of the weather.
flailing in his arms.
Got a nice day tomorrow. Make sure you bring your jackets for sending the kids out to school. I guess it wouldn't be because
Bring
it's
your
Saturday.
jackets.
And then SNL. And by that time, I've already guessed what the cold open's going to be and how they're going to, do the monologue.
Do you guess it?
Yes. I used to tweet with my friend who was on the news, and we would tweet all the people on the news together, and I'll guess all the NBC news
like,
people.
but how detailed are you saying? Because like, I mean, so you'll say, I guess the opening monologue tonight will have like him playing guitar or something. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying no. Well, with the cold open, I try to guess the whole thing. Who's doing it? What they're talking about?
Well,
what's
you know
in the
who's
story.
doing it.
Well, and it's been very easy lately. It's like,
Right.
is it Donald Trump or is it Putin?
Right.
And then the monologue, it's like, are they going to do the thing where they take questions from the audience? Are they going to do the walking through with the song? How do they? Because you got to think about what can that person handle,
Right.
right? And so immediately, if you're like, okay, they're not a very good actor, they're probably
Yeah, like
gonna,
when they have an athlete host or
they're
something.
going to take questions,
Yeah.
because immediately
Right.
they just need to bring
Divert
in
attention.
right, and they haven't done it in a while. But sometimes they break format. Octavia Spencer, she's going to be interesting. Because the question we don't know is, can she sing?
Right, musical number.
If she can sing, I could see her completely tearing the place down. That's
Like in a fit of rage.
either way, in whatever way. Let's hope so. In whatever she needs to do.
I would like to see that. Every week I predict the host is going to literally tear the set, piece by piece on live TV. I'm never
Doing Adele and start her monologue
Yeah,
over.
SNL is mainly a game.
Have we ever seen? Has anybody live on SNL like started something over? I've never seen that happen.
I've never seen that.
What's that girl? Ashley. What was the girl's name?
Oh, yeah.
Ashley Simpson.
She kind of started over. She
Well,
kinda
no, she just kind of started doing a weird like
freaked
dance
out.
and
Danced
just
away.
kinda, like
Yeah.
shut it down.
Yeah, that's true.
But like nobody Adele in 35 years of skits, of monologues, of whatever, nobody's ever Adele.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, there's been sketches that break apart.
Oh, of course.
But they never throw in the white flag. They always see it through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't ever direct from up there. They
Right.
just go, we're going to do this. They just
power
fall
through.
apart, and then all of a
And
sudden
then they tear the set down.
But the best is not when one like totally falls apart, but when something very subtle, like a set piece breaks or something, or like a
mustache
fake
falls off.
mustache
That's my
starts
favorite,
falling
when the
off,
corner of
and
a
they're trying to
mustache is
hold it
just
on.
falling off.
That's
Yeah.
always the best, because that's when you see like, okay, how easy is it to shake this person off their game?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the entirety of Jimmy Fallon's time on SNL.
Yeah.
It's just him breaking characters.
Well, the one that I've noticed breaking pretty consistently is that closing moments of the bar. They play this like way late in the episode, and it's always the funny
Kate McKinnon.
There you go, Kate McKinnon, and she's always like some really terrible person. Like
it's
gross.
clearly the last
And-
two people at a really bad bar.
Really bad bar.
Yeah.
And then Keenan is always the bartender.
Right.
And they are always doing gross things. And when they cut back to him, he's laughing half the time. I mean, we're trying to really
so
suppress the laugh.
funny.
Yeah.
Like that always gets him. And I think it's because Kate probably does stuff that they didn't rehearse and like to get him. I think.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost like the Stefan bit. Like you find out later that they would be feeding Bill
He
Hader
never knew what
lines
he was gonna say.
live
Yeah,
for
right.
the first time. And so that's why
Right.
he would crack up at himself.
And he's reading a line ahead as he's saying and so he's realizing what he's about to have to say. Oh, man.
The most recent funny one that got me laughing was it was a few months ago. Ryan Gosling was the host, and Kate McKinnon. They were doing that. They've done it like 3 times now,
alien
where
one?
someone's like like 3 people are either like abducted by aliens or like Santa and his elves, and 2 of them have like this magical experience, and one of them has like just straight out of a nightmare, and it's Kate McKenna. And you see Ryan Gosling literally crying, laughing, trying to get through his lines.
My thing is like with that skit, like they did a dress rehearsal, a full dress. They not only did rehearsals throughout the week, they
Right.
did a full dress rehearsal with an audience.
They know what's coming.
So like, why are you cracking up? Because like,
Because-
if I'm hearing a joke for the 5th time, I'm not laughing at it.
But I think talk about it.
Okay,
In dress, they give it just enough to be totally camera ready in case they have to cut to the show in an emergency.
Yeah.
The crowd laughs, but they also know they can only do it one time great.
Right.
So they do
they'll hold back.
It's very scripted
I
on.
know, okay. I figured that they were doing stuff live for the first time to kind of break each other, because
Yeah.
everybody knows that tension is what's so funny.
Right. It's that last 5%. I think that's what Kate McKinnon is probably the best at, is doing a great performance, and then during the show she goes off the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She tears it down.
She
literally
burns down SNL.
Yeah.
It is quite inexpensive.
Well, lastly, in case you missed it, Ellen pulled off a real-life Scott's Tots moment with a much happier ending.
Hey, Mr.
Guys,
Scott.
I don't usually get misty-eyed watching YouTube clips of stuff that was on TV.
Of Ellen?
This one got me, guys. This was because I feel like ever since the Scott's Tots episode, just for context, if anyone hadn't seen it, which I don't know how you haven't at this point, go watch it on Netflix. It's
handle it.
arguably The Office's most painful moment, where Michael Scott, decades earlier, had promised a high school, or at that time an elementary
Second
school
graders,
class,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
that he would one day, when they get ready to graduate college, pay for all of them to have college scholarships, because in his mind he would be a super successful business guy at that point. He has to go and tell them that all he has is a gym bag full of lithium batteries for laptops he hasn't even purchased them. And it leaves you in such tension. Like, all these years since that episode has aired, it's like, I just want to see that happen in real life, because this was so painful and awkward and borderline not funny that we have to have some moment of relief from this.
Well, Ellen interviewed teachers and students from Brooklyn's Summit Academy Charter School, many of whom have overcome heartbreaking real-life obstacles, and they all dream of going to college. In her show's biggest giveaway ever, she partnered with Walmart to give the entire senior class full 4-year scholarships. Here's a clip.
And what college, it would mean what to you exactly? I know it means everything because you're the first in the family, but...
Well, so... College means the world to me as well. It's like college is like the goal that I had my entire life, and now it's going to happen. It's going to happen, and I think Summit for that.
Yeah. And Malik?
College is more realistic, and it's no longer just an option. It's mandatory, something that I'm going to do.
Yep, that's right. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back more with the Summit group after this. We're back with Cheryl and Natasha and the senior class of Summit Academy. Tell me what it means for you to motivate these kids every single day.
Well, I've got to tell you, Ellen, when I think about college, I think about when I graduated from college. And I took my diploma home. I went to the University of Virginia, Wahoo, and my grandfather opened that diploma up, and he had tears in his eyes, and he said to me that with this piece of paper, you can do anything. And I want that for these kids, because they deserve it.
They do deserve it. They do deserve it. I was telling Cheryl during the break, it's important for everyone out there to hear this story, because a lot of us are really fortunate, and we take for granted how easy our life is, and to go to the school we want to go to, and to do the easiest things. And these kids have overcome all kinds of things, and they go to school every single day, and they work hard every single day, and all they want to do is go to college, and they deserve that. So the last time you were here, we gave you a check from Walmart, wanted to give you $25,000, and I wanted to do something even bigger, and we've done something that we've never done anything this big before. We reached out to the people at Walmart, and they want to give each one of you a 4-year scholarship.
Goosebumps. That's crazy.
Crying.
That's crazy.
It really was. Like I said, I've been living in like a tension. Sometimes I'll go back and watch The Office, just burn through it. When I skip Scott's Tots. I cannot take it.
Really?
I cannot take Scott's Tots.
I can't take Scott's Tots either.
I love it.
When it aired the first time, I watched half the show on mute because I couldn't handle what he was having to say.
It's the only one, man. It's the only one.
I think, and I'm sorry about the just incredibly crude relationship that I'm about to put together here, but you have to watch Scott's Tots to appreciate the rest of The Office, because it just makes it all make sense. What an awful... It's like Manchester by the Sea, like the worst scene in the middle, the entire world is in the middle of the movie. But if you didn't watch that, none of the rest of the movie
I'm
would
not
really
saying
work
I
for you.
watched it. I know what happens. I just don't want to read. I just don't want to experience it again.
I know that. I literally tell myself those children are actors. These are actors. They're
This
reading
is a
script.
fake show.
This is not happening. Like, and I try to like get through that way. I still can't handle Scott's tots.
When you hear them singing in the other room,
Oh
hey,
my
Mr.
God.
Scott, what you gonna do? What you gonna do to make our dreams come true? I'm like, you have to turn around. You have to.
The office like crossed the line. Like, what is literally the most painful thing you could put him through and like help him perpetuate?
What
and
did
they
you give him,
figured it out.
laptop
And
laptop
it's
batteries?
too agonizing to watch as comedy. It's too much.
Oh man.
Oh man. Well, there you go. That'll do it for.
In case you missed it.
Stay tuned. Up next, Slices. You're listening to Ten Fay. The song is Twist Your Arm. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Goldfrapp with Anymore. What? You're shaking your heads.
Great stuff. This is often a yes for me. If
Oh.
I'm shaking my head, I'm just like,
Goldfrapp. Anymore. There you go. Okay, it's time for Slices. What do you have, Jesse?
All right. Well, I'm going to present a news story that I have very, very mixed feelings about, and I think something's amiss here. And I'm gonna tell you what the news story is, and then I'm gonna tell you my theory behind this. It's very. I was thinking about this a lot last night. A team of scientists at Harvard are working on a project that they call a de-extinction project. What they plan on doing is bringing the woolly mammoth back to life, Jurassic Park style.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
They say, here's the
Just
thing,
big,
they
hairy
say that they
elephants.
have the technology to pull this off in like 2 years. So this isn't like, in 2050, we're going to have another woolly mammoth. They're saying like within the next 2 years, we could have another woolly mammoth. So woolly mammoths have been extinct for like 4,000 years, right? And so what they're going to do is they're going to splice DNA that they have from, amber and like woolly mammoth bones with a modern day elephant. And it technically would be a hybrid called a mammophant, which is a super lame name for an animal. It's hard to say.
they have 2 years to work on that.
Yeah.
We need to workshop that.
Like-
I think we should workshop that a little better.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's hope by then they get a better name. But they said, it'll look basically like the woolly mammoth. It'll have the long hair. It'll have the big tusk. It'll be, like cold-blooded or whatever, or, can adapt.
What?
Just kind of mean, just cold-blooded.
Yeah, it's gonna ice cold,
just kind of
man.
a jerk.
Just kind of ornery.
So they're gonna bring it back. So basically,
Wait,
it's
hold
gonna
on.
be
Why'd you
woolly
say
mammoth.
cold-blooded? Woolly mammoths were mammals. They weren't cold-blooded.
No, I'm sorry. Their blood will be able to adapt to like super cold weather.
Okay, that's different than cold-blooded, but
they're going to be cold blooded too. They're really mean. They're giving a really mean
they're putting a little tiny
but
bit of snake
I'll say
in
this:
there too.
these woolly mammoths, they like the Scott Stoft episode.
Yeah,
they're the worst.
I'm talking cold blooded.
yeah. They all watch Manchester by the Sea just for the fun of it. Someday you guys are going to see that movie and realize what a good joke that was.
I saw it.
Yeah. Well,
Wasn't it the saddest thing you've ever seen?
I literally, on a Friday night, I went on iTunes and got as many of the Oscar movies as I could, just to like,
Yeah, I
that were
understand.
available. And so that was the first one I watched. I was alone on a Friday night watching it. It was the saddest movie.
That scene between Casey Affleck and Michelle Williams.
Oh.
When they reunite and they're talking, I could not handle that.
Oh, it was so
I
sad.
think we're really wrecking Jesse's slice.
No, I'm just telling you.
I mean, but this is how. No, you underscore my point because they thought that movie was a comedy. These woolly mammoths.
Right.
They are
They thought it was just like a dry comedy.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah, cold-blooded. So anyway, obviously there are some people in the zoological field that feel like, this could be crossing some ethical lines.
Yeah.
And I feel like, that's a valid. They say, well, what are you going to do with these woolly mammoths? Because they're like social creatures and they're super smart and they can't hang out with elephants, because they're woolly mammoths. So what are you going to do? I get the ethical concerns. I think there's something else afoot here that I'd like to break down.
Well, nope.
Something's not
Nobody's
adding up
stopping
here. You're telling me that scientists right now have the project to bring back an animal that is 4,000 years old, that's been gone for 4,000 years, right?
Yeah. Is that an accurate date? You're saying it with confidence. Is that the right timeline?
Doesn't feel right.
It feels a little soon.
I'm gonna Google it, but I'm pretty sure I read it the other day.
I'm gonna go 100,000.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. Either way, it's thousands of years. Either way.
Right, so here we go. It's at 400,000 years.
That feels better.
Some people say 4,000.
Well, I mean,
yeah. 1972 was the last known spotting of a woolly mammoth.
No, update. Isolated populations of the woolly mammoth survived on St. Paul Island until 5,600 years ago, and on Wrangell Island until 4,000 years ago.
Whoa.
Good job, man. We're sorry we doubted
you. There you go. No, that's fine. Either way, it's an impressive feat by
I did read that on Wikipedia, and that figure was just edited 36 seconds ago, so I don't know.
It was updated by Virginia Beardman 4.
But okay, here's my thing, guys. You're telling me that scientists have the technology and the ability to bring back an animal that has been extinct for like thousands of years.
Get to it. What animal do you want?
well, one. Here's my overall point. You bring it up exactly. I think this is a tease. I think they are teasing us right now. I think they want to let us know that they're capable of such cool stuff that we're just not, and we're only scratching the surface. Like, it's not available to us. I feel like this is a big tease. First off, if you're going to bring back, they're like, hey, let's bring back an old animal. So let's pick one of the dinosaurs that is nobody's favorite. Nobody thought the woolly mammoth was the coolest. I'm not saying bring back T-Rex, but Triceratops maybe, maybe a Brontosaurus, something
no
cool.
Such thing as a Brontosaurus.
No one cares about the woolly mammoth. It's a shaggy-haired elephant. Who cares? Not that, But the point is that they can do it. So you're telling me that they can bring back a prehistoric animal, and the coolest invention we had that they've given to consumers in like the last 5 years is like a speaker that can talk to us, right? Like the biggest breakthrough we've had is Suri, and she's wrong like 80% of the time for me.
Surre. Suri.
Whatever. For some reason, she can't understand the words I'm pronouncing, Eddie. We don't have. I watched that show. It's a show, Abstract, on Netflix, and they were talking about how Nike, had put all this work into self-tying shoes or whatever. And I'm like, right. Dude, we're bringing back a woolly mammoth. You can't even figure out how to get shoes. It took you decades to get a shoe to tie by itself. Something's not adding up here, guys. There's a whole realm of science that they're just withholding from us because they don't want us to have cool stuff. There's no hoverboards. I'm not even asking for like flying cars. I know not to ask for that, but I'm just saying, why can they do something cool like bring back a woolly mammoth, and we don't even have the Minority Report gloves? Someone explain that to me.
I feel like we just all got quiet and just watched this whole thing unfold.
If you were writing in your dream journal, were you predicting where this was going to go?
I just knew exactly. Jesse had a lot of feelings about things that haven't been invented.
He was preaching from his toes just
from his toes.
Yeah.
But are you guys not with me? What the heck? You can bring back a woolly mammoth and we don't have anything cool? Like, we don't, like... I think 10 years ago, if you're like, hey, you're not going to believe it, you can touch a cell phone and it's going to work. Okay, cool. Well, I might have a rocket pack because I'm not that impressed, is what I'm saying.
I think woolly mammoth is our least... I think it's pretty low on the priority list. You know what I'm saying?
Like who's giving these Harvard scientists orders? Because like I said, they didn't even pick a very cool animal.
But there is a legitimate question. They're not small things. Where are you going to put them? I mean, and they need to be in the super cold, so you can just drop them off in Antarctica and just
they're going to be in a lab.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you, like, what are their, what's the end game here?
I mean, are they doing it just because they can? And why don't they work on something that people actually want and have asked for?
I've got to say, though, like, I just imagined it for a second, like, actually being able to see this thing.
Yeah.
That I feel real terror in seeing that. Like, it feels very...
Well, its eyes are dead. That's the thing. It's like it looks you in the eye with these dead eyes because it has no soul because it was created in a lab.
I don't know what it is, but there is something that feels really terrifying about that.
Because it's a dinosaur.
Because it's a dinosaur. I don't really want to see. Like, it's always a possibility.
And we don't know what its primary food was. What if it like has a taste for human?
Why,
you know?
And why would they? Why would they pair it with an elephant? Why don't they pair it with like just like a Saint Bernard and just do like
baby mammoth?
Like ones that you can keep as pets.
We knew we could do it. it, but it's not gonna.
Yeah.
It's not generally gonna do
so
anything.
you're like Shetland ponies, like
Right.
little miniature versions of the big things.
You can put it in a kennel. You can keep it in just kind of like an enclosed area. It's
so then if it goes berserk,
right.
If it wants to tear the set down,
yeah, you need to put its like little collar back on it and generally like lead it back to its home instead of it literally destroying.
You're underscoring my point here, man. It's not just about cool inventions that we were promised, but we don't have. It's about like if you're gonna do is go off the rails and do something that's wildly unethical, like make a mammophant.
Right.
Why stop there? Like why? Because no one asked for that. No one. We never watched. Can you imagine how lame Jurassic Park would be if they went to an island just full of woolly mammoths? That's a super lame movie.
That is a great point. They're like, oh yeah, it's like basically an elephant. I mean, like I know it's got hair, but it's still basically a thing I know.
Jesse,
I'm just saying, why did they choose that, and why not something cool that people want? They're just teasing us with their powers, with their science powers.
Right. If they can do that, and from what I understand from science, they could take like T-Rex stuff and cut it into a alligator.
Yeah.
You got yourself another T-Rex.
Right.
Right?
right.
If that's what science works, how that science works.
We don't want a T-Rex running around.
But this is a slippery. Well, maybe that's how you solve the woolly mammoth problem. Is you get a couple T-Rexes
and the people problem.
Right. They don't know what to do with T-Rex. All of a sudden, we're creating new animals to, and the next thing you know,
the other one. We create a new food chain.
Now we got a real problem.
And I'm not even that's the thing. Like, obviously that's where this is going, but I didn't ask for this. I asked for cool Minority Report gloves. I asked for like magnet shoes. Is magnet shoes
We're
too
trying
much
our best to take this toward a substantive bioethics conversation of what is life and what is God's intent and what is a soul.
Right.
What all these. And Jesse keeps harping on Minority Report gloves and jetpacks.
Right.
I feel like it's the question no one's asking.
You're right. It is the question no one is.
Cameron, you're falling right into their hands. They want you to get in this endless debate there's no answers for. It just seems like a weird. That's the other thing too. Like I get the point. Like there's a lot. It raises a lot of ethical questions, but it just raises like it seems like there's so many problems in the world that they could be solving, and it's just like guys would be like, hey, you know, it'd be really cool, man, if we brought back a woolly mammoth, like a freaking woolly mammoth, like an elephant with hair. Let's do this thing. Let's commit years to this. When there's like a lot of other, I'm just wondering why that's where they chose to start. It just doesn't. It just doesn't add up to me. That's the thing.
Yeah, why didn't they start with smaller extinct creatures? Bring back the dodo bird. You got plenty of bird opportunities, out there.
Why don't they make a little chimpanzee that never gets beyond the cute baby chimpanzee diaper phase that you can always keep as a pet? Because that's
dress him up as like a policeman or a pirate.
Because that's one of the big chimpanzee problems.
So do the chimps.
Yeah, is when they get too big, they can hurt you, and so you got to always be buying new baby chimpanzees.
That's the thing. I want a chimp that's always the size that if I put him in a Sherlock Holmes outfit and give him a little magnifying glass, I know there's no danger of him falling. I mean, why didn't science think of that?
Why didn't science think of that? Like breeding things just smaller.
Yeah, just generally like little animals that you can always play with and don't hurt you.
And more cooperative when I put that little Sherlock Holmes trench coat on him for my calendar I'm making.
Yeah, not so cold blooded. You want to.
Exactly. I want him to get more into this thing.
Baby chimp. Yeah. All right. What do you have, Chelsea?
I have great news for people who play Candy Crush on their phone, maybe while they're trying to fall asleep, because people who live without screens don't sleep any better than people who do.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Oh, it's a big screen. Always told us, like, oh, wait, what was it? Big phone? Somebody big always would tell us that we were bad people for playing Candy Crush when we should be going nighty-night.
Right. You're wide awake.
Well, this article says sleep experts are quick to blame bright TVs or smartphones as the reason why nearly 1/3 of U.S. adults don't clock in enough sleep hours. But a new study that was published by the Human Biology this month suggests that even without distractions from artificial light sources and other modern technology, human sleep patterns can still be far from ideal. A group of researchers from Duke mostly tracked sleep patterns from people living in Madagascar, the US, and Italy, and they all had similar sleep patterns.
Pause. How in the world? Do you think there was just somebody that was like, yeah, I got family in Madagascar?
We can just go check it out.
Let's just choose that because we we can get down there. We can crash with my uncle. Yeah, so we got that one.
Or they just watched the animated movie and reverse engineered how long people were sleeping.
Great question.
That's probably it.
You have a good radio voice.
No, I was going to say, I am proud of you. This is the best delivered slice you've had yet.
You have but you have a nice tone to your voice.
I know. Like, did you catch that? I was enthralled with the content.
And did you catch her setup too?
Yeah.
It was like, you don't have to feel guilty for
Little self-reference.
it was a well-fashioned lead there, Chelsea.
It's great.
Wow, I don't know if I should continue, if we should just end it on a high note. I will say I did go running this morning, so I think
Congratulations.
starting my day, pumping my blood.
Yeah.
Did you like hide your cell phone last night and get a really good night's sleep? Is that part of this too?
I was on my phone until my eyes drooped.
You know, it's weird. I just got back on vacation from Madagascar. I feel totally refreshed.
This is the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, apparently data shows that villages had worse sleep cycles than people in the U.S., like remote villages who'd have very little to no screen time.
I never agreed with these judgy reports anyway about like, I got a digital clock in my room, so I'm throwing off my circadian rhythm. It's like, look who's wrong now. I can look at Facebook all night if I want.
Yeah. So, peace out.
You focus on your bringing back the woolly mammoth no one wanted. I'll worry about my sleep pattern.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, cool. A gigantic.
You know, all scientists aren't the same, right? They're not all choosing to either do sleep studies or woolly mammoth research. You know, they have different specialties.
Some of them are. Some of them made the decision, and they made.
This was our president's moonshot, was to create a woolly mammoth, and mission accomplished.
So this is the JFK moment for the new administration.
Right.
Is by the end of 2 years, we want a woolly mammoth.
Yes, Vice President Biden was going to cure cancer, and we got a woolly mammoth.
There you go.
So
I feel like there's a
wouldn't that be if you were president? If
Fake
you
news.
just decreed something publicly, so scientists then had to work on it. You know, maybe that's what happened. Maybe they know Trump's just super heavy into mammoths. You know.
Just love
Maybe this is trying to distract
like I said,
us
something's not adding up here.
Speaking of the moonshot, JFK, did you see this week that Elon Musk announced that 2 tourists are going to be hired SpaceX to go fly around the moon by next year?
Like just 2 people, send them there and back.
Got to be Elon Musk has got to be one of them, right?
No,
Isn't that why he's doing all this?
No, they were approached. He hasn't released the name of who it was, but he said they're not Hollywood people. But they put down a substantial amount of money. The Falcon rocket ship that has to be used to go that far hasn't even been flown yet. They're doing the first launch this summer. It costs $90 million just for the rocket ship. So think about how much for a week-long trip up and around the moon and back again. And it'll be all automated. Like, so it's just literally space tourists. These are civilian tourists that will be riding in an automated capsule. They won't do anything. And they're going to be sitting there for a week looking out the window, and then it'll come back and land itself. And and all of this is going to be by the end of next year. That's crazy to me.
That's wild. Lance Bass is one of them.
Think it's Lance Bass?
I think so. Didn't he want to go to space for
Yeah,
Russia?
he was in the space program.
I don't think Backstreet Boy money is that substantial.
In sync, but that's fine.
Yeah,
I don't think it runs
superior
that
band.
deep.
Yeah.
I've said it before, though. That just doesn't sound that. I mean, I think it's cool from like the capability is cool that you can send civilians around the moon. I get that. Like, I'm not disparaging their innovation. I'm just saying it doesn't sound. If I had all the money in the world, that's not what I'd spend it on.
It'd be really funny. It's funny if all of a sudden, like, it's just like, hey, Science Mike isn't returning his texts. Weird, I haven't heard from that guy.
You know, publishing money is pretty robust these days.
He's in space. He leveraged it all.
$90 million.
Right, that's
Isn't that crazy? And yeah, he hasn't said how much it's going to cost or who it is or whatever. That'll come later. But he announced it this week on an investor call. So it's like a real thing.
But it'd be also funny if he's like, you know what, we're actually going to give it to him for free. And they're like, why? He's like, well, I mean, it is 2 people going in space rockets.
What?
It's so dangerous. I'm afraid they'll die.
Oh. Well, he said they're fully aware of the risk and everything. I mean, like...
no kidding.
I mean, but this is just what they want to do.
I want to know more about these people.
I know, right?
Yeah.
They're my heroes. I mean, I love people like Richard Branson and people like, they just want to be pioneers. They want to be on the
first space tourists. Like, they're kind of Neil Armstrong-ish.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They're
like,
going to be in history.
I think that's what they kind of want, and they have the resources to do it. So.
Jesse, I'm sorry, I interrupted like 10 times.
When is the Virgin Galactic? Because they had some setbacks, but their goal is basically to do the same thing, like send people into not all the way to around the moon, but they want to send people into at least outside the atmosphere, right?
Low orbit, yeah. So that's totally different. This is, I mean, so SpaceX is more primarily looking at long haul space exploration. So like they want to go to Mars within 7 years. They, that kind of stuff. They're in it.
Insane.
So they're going to be doing a lot of like taking astronauts up to the space station, a lot of long haul stuff. Virgin Galactic is more doing this kind of spacey looking airplane that's going to go up right above the atmosphere. You can kind of look down and see the blue orb a little bit, and then you'll come back down.
Yeah.
So it's more like
All pretty cool.
amazing. It'll be a few hours, and it's going to cost you $250,000 versus $90 million. But it's so $250,000. You can go up technically into space, but it's not like you're orbiting Earth or anything like that.
But we are the first generation.
Just hypothetically, which one would you rather do? Like a week-long risky journey around the moon to go down in history, or just to experience like space?
A really high airline.
And this is literally no cost. Like no,
you can
that's not.
afford it all. It's all reasonable.
exactly. You could just choose one or the
me
other
too.
and be taken care of.
I'm like, if you're gonna go big or go home, I'd go around the moon, no
Same.
question.
I wouldn't.
We are the.
Yeah, you and my son are the same. He has no interest in going. I'm like, you could go to space, literally in
He
your
probably
lifetime.
could, yeah.
Costs will come down, buddy. When you're in my age, like you and your kids could go out into space.
It will
for
be the new
afternoon.
Iceland. People
And-
will be like, "Oh, I'm just going to the moon."
Yeah, and like he's like, nah. I'm like, I had scrapbooks about space in 4th grade. Like I was a space nerd when I was a kid. But
That's
whatever.
great.
Yeah.
I guess the other thing is like the moon just doesn't really appeal to me. Like, oh, cool, the moon. What's up there? There's like rocks and.
I want to see that view.
moon stuff.
You've seen the picture of it of Earth cresting over the horizon of the moon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and that just to see that with your own eyes. Can you imagine? That'd be amazing.
Can't imagine.
That's
God's
insane.
wonder,
It'd
the
be
creation.
out of this
and,
world.
and this week is another big week in space news. That should be my beat now. They discovered 7 Earth-sized planets, only 40 light years away.
No
that's
big deal.
crazy.
And it's probably the most likely place that life would exist if we're looking like Earth-like life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're in the habitable zone of like.
yeah.
The other thing too, weird about those planets is like, some of them are like they don't like rotate like Earth. So part of them are like daytime, like half of it's like daytime. It's like the moon, like half of it's daytime all the time, and half of it's nighttime. So like you could. Like theoretically, it could have the same conditions for life like Earth, but the actual ground and atmosphere would be completely different because of just like the basics of the physics of how it rotates in its solar system.
Right.
They zoomed way in on that planet. Nothing but woolly mammoths.
Just riddled with them.
Yeah, and
riddled with
a
them.
bunch
But
of
it's an answer of what to do with them after we make them down here. You just ship them off.
Interesting that this flight is happening the same time they're trying to quote recreate the
Right.
woolly mammoth.
You're just
Weird. Yeah.
Interesting.
Weird.
I see what's happening.
Okay, what do you have, Eddie?
I'm, if it's post Oscar, and usually we're on the celebrity beat, and so I have 2 quick celebrity stories. Both of them are kind of good news stories.
Did you write these in your dream journal?
Oh, they are. Yeah, I'm not even sure if they're actual dreams or they're real stories. So the first one is, as we know, Bill Paxton died. Of course, that's not the good news. But in a very sweet tribute, Bill Paxton was in the movie Twister. We saw this movie.
Great movie.
Okay, this is no disrespect to Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Twister doesn't hold up.
Twister doesn't hold up. That's why they tore down the ride at Universal Studios.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, cool, we're shaking. I see. Isn't that crazy? Look at
No,
it.
it's a wind blower blowing on me as we sit here and kind
And
of shake a
people
little
come
bit.
from other parts of the country who experience natural disasters to Orlando, Florida to be at an amusement park where they're then experiencing.
Hey,
Yeah.
here's a
Midwest.
ride. Here's some weather.
Yeah,
Here's
like,
some
hey, guess what?
weather.
It's not funny. People die on these things all the time.
Yeah, and
Let's
then a little
do-
cow went by, like in the ride, remember?
Right, that's the part of the movie Twister that I remember seeing it for the first time and like, how does cinema even work? I don't even understand. And now you see it and you can almost see the person's hand holding a cow making it float across.
Well, the other thing, and maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I think when I first saw it, I've only seen it like one time whenever it came out. But don't they save themselves by using like a leather belt to strap themselves to a
straps
telephone
onto
pole?
a pipe. That's right.
Yeah, there's an unbelievable amount of that in that movie.
Twister was for me my peak Helen Hunt crush. That was the peak Helen Hunt. I loved Mad About You.
Yeah.
And then she Twister.
Yeah, Twister, and that was it.
Did
Just
Twister
knew.
ruin it? Because you're telling me that tornado is ripping a barn apart and flinging a cow, around like the size of a football field, and a leather belt from Sears, it will save the day.
Yeah, hold on to a well pipe. There's no way that's going to work. Anyhow, so when he died, there are always these...
I've had belts break on my hips. I've had the power... You're telling me
was like one of those cheapy vinyl
the power
ones.
of my hips are stronger than a tornado, than an F5, whatever that means? I don't think so.
So weather spotters all over the tornado areas of like Oklahoma, they got together and they coordinated this effort where they set all their GPS coordinates and they all got in certain locations and they turned on their tornado spotters and it spelled out on the map BP for Bill Paxton, and they did it the day he died.
Cool.
So I thought it was a very sweet tribute and made me feel very nice. Of course, I did question. I'm like, all of a sudden somebody doesn't understand Bill Paxton died, and it's like there's just tornadoes all over, and they're freaking out. And they're like, it's a shape of BP. This is end times. But generally, I think they understood what was going on.
Somebody just really out of touch with like their Hollywood news is what you're saying.
Yeah, people are just throwing their kids down in the cellar trying to just
Get the belt! Get the belt!
Yeah, that's right. Get the leather vinyl belt. And the second hot celebrity story was I really miss Tyler doing the celebrity beat. He did a much better job at this. But my second celebrity story is that in San Francisco this week, two guys are playing tennis at just like a public park, and someone walks by who saw them playing tennis, and she said, "Hey, can I join you?" At which point they turned on Snapchat and Twitter and freaked out because it was Serena Williams. And Serena Williams then joins these two guys in a tennis match playing Uggs and gave them tennis lessons. And it was not like a publicity moment. She was just walking by this park with her fiance and saw these guys playing, and apparently saw that they were either so good or so terrible, I think it's the latter, that joined them, gave them some lessons, took pictures with them, schooled them, and then all of a sudden just went back on her walk. But like, can you imagine, like, if she walked up, I would say, "Hey, serve one app. Like, give me a real, don't joke around serve. I'm going to stand here and I'm going to see." I predict that by the time I realize she's throwing the ball in the air, it's already way past me. Like, do you think you could possibly even have the reaction time to hit her serve?
I would run away. No, I couldn't do it.
I played church. I was on the church softball team for one game last season, and we had a former major league player, Carlos Pena, on our team. And so we're playing softball, and the other team we were playing had a couple guys who played Division I college baseball, and the speed at which Carlos and those other guys would swing the bat. Right. I mean, I couldn't fathom. And this was them kind of just kind of playing a little softball.
Lobbing it around.
Yeah. And like, I mean, it's like, whap. I mean, this thing, and he would kill that. I mean, crush that softball. It was like a home run. It was like, how? Yeah. Yeah, no, professional athletes or really great athletes are just the speed at which that she would be serving. You wouldn't even see the ball.
I feel like if I was like a professional, like a retired professional athlete, or even like a current one, and that I had this like ability just to destroy people, I would go around, but in disguise all the time. And just like go to pick up tennis games and just blaze those 115 mile an hour serves to some average Joe down at the high school. Like, but the thing is, I wouldn't offer lessons. I wouldn't even reveal to them that I was a pro. I would just destroy people just to get my confidence up. Like if it was lagging a little.
But I also think, I mean, I tried one time. I played tennis with a friend, and my friend he was like ranked number 10 at George Washington University. We're talking like he got to play in college, but I remember I couldn't even process the ball. And he's not, like, he couldn't play with Serena Williams. Like, can you imagine, arguably, maybe one of the greatest athletes of all time.
If not the.
She's got to be in the conversation.
I mean, if you look at any measure, it's tough to say that there is a more successful athlete in history than Serena Williams.
Is there really any more successful athlete than her?
I don't think so. And the argument was being made in the last year when she won her most recent major that, like, why isn't she given that credit? And is this sexism in the sports world? And honestly, by any measure, male or female, she would be the best athlete of all time.
There's never been a more singularly dominant force. I mean, even
for-
Michael
plus the
Jordan,
longevity.
Yeah, the
even Michael
longevity is
Jordan
the
was
thing.
still surrounded by the other greatest players
Right.
in that time, and he was able to beat him because they were doing their jobs.
Right.
Even though he
and you
completely
could argue
dominated.
that he would have be the greatest basketball player, but the fact that this is an individual thing
Right.
and the longevity of her success is what's crazy.
It's like if Tiger had not
Fallen
derailed
off,
and
yeah.
just continued for that's what she's doing.
It's
is
like,
did it.
It would
She's-
honestly it would be like if Jordan won 6 more championships with the Wizards. You put him in the conversation
Right.
because
Yeah.
that's basically what Serena Williams is doing.
well,
yeah,
that
she's
was
gotta be-
that was a little bit of a twist and turn, bringing the celebrity news.
Yeah, celebrity and a little bit of sports. I mean, I usually
Celebrity news. Celebrity news. Celebrity news roundup.
man, I will
With
take
Eddie.
that. I'll take that mantle.
Did you guys see? There was a picture the other day of it was in Canada. It was like a celebrity hockey game, and Justin Bieber was playing, but they had like a former NHL player who was Canadian, like a lot of them. And at one point in the game, he checked Justin Bieber up against the glass. Like during, in play, and Justin Bieber's face, and someone was sitting, like a spectator was sitting on the right on the other side of the glass and took a picture, and Justin Bieber's face is literally like comically squished up in like a position of agony, right? Like you would see in like a cartoon of like a bird flying into a window or whatever, and you see the guy's like big broken tooth grin, like I'm pinning Justin Bieber to the glass for all of Canada right now.
All right, well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Sam Worthington joins us.
You must be alone. Why else you calling on the phone? You must be alone. Why else you calling on the phone? You must be alone. Keep on my phone.
You're listening to Sin Kane. This song is Telephone. What would a Sin Kane be? That's a bad stick.
A sin cane.
A Sin Kane. He looks fancy with his monocle and his top hat, but
Look
that's
out
a
for that
Sin
sin
Cane if I've ever seen one. He's up to no good. He's got a Sin Cane. This week's feature interview is brought to you by Movement Watches. Movement, MVMT, was started by 2 broke college kids that wanted to wear stylish watches but couldn't afford them. And so they founded Movement on the belief that style shouldn't break the bank. The cool thing about Movement and a big part of their story as a brand is that they really play up this DIY entrepreneurial aspect of their company of like, they were just normal guys who had an idea and chased our dream. And it's actually like part of this kind of entrepreneurial movement in this generation that's so fun and awesome. Like it's a big risk to go out there and start something.
Yeah.
And they did it. And Movement's making it. And they're doing great watches. You're wearing one right now.
I'm wearing one. I'm wearing the Hollywood.
And they're really cool. I wear one and I get compliments literally all the time on it.
Yeah, Movement watches. They're stylish, they're quality, and they're affordable. It's great. By selling their products entirely online, Movement was able to cut out the middleman and the retail markup in order to provide you the best price possible. Their watches start at just $95, which is a fraction of what department store brands typically charge. This revolutionary pricing, along with Movement's classic design, quality construction, and styled minimalism, has led to over 500,000 watches being sold in 160 countries. I have one. You have one. It's awesome. So step up your watch game and see why people across the world love Movement watches.
I will say, normally I have to take my watch somewhere to get adjusted because I have very little wrists. And this one, they give you
You have
everything.
little bird-like wrists.
Little bird wrists.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Scientists can work on that for you if you want.
Yeah, they're doing it instead of the woolly mammoth.
Yeah,
so.
wrist expansion.
A little injection, just
give
expand
you
your wrist.
huge
You don't
wrists.
need to adjust your watch bands. You just expand your wrist to
They're
the
like
size of.
big Popeye wrists.
Hey guys, I'm just letting you know that's how I busted that leather belt twister style. So.
Just go to mvmtwatches.com/relevant and get 15% off today, plus free shipping and free returns. That's mvmtwatches.com/relevant. Join the movement. See what they did there?
Wow.
Join the movement. Sam Worthington is known for his roles in films including Terminator Salvation, Hacksaw Ridge, and most famously as the hero of the Avatar franchise. They're opening that Avatar land in May at
just in time.
Disney. There you go. This week, his latest film hits theaters, a big screen adaptation of William Paul Young's best-selling faith-based novel, The Shack. In it, Sam plays a grieving father who meets God in the form of individual members of the Trinity after his young daughter is murdered. Spoiler alert. We recently spoke with him about his own faith, the controversy behind the book, and why the story is so important. Here is Sam Worthington.
I'm curious in terms of this particular role of Mac in The Shack. When several years ago the Shack novel came out and seemed like here it was just everywhere. Did you read the book back when it was first coming out, or what's your experience with the novel itself?
I only experienced the novel after I read the screenplay. So I went into the screenplay blind, and which was probably the best thing. Because then you're just experiencing a journey as you read it. And then I went back and read the novel several times afterwards to see over and over to see if the themes that were in the book were actually brought over into the movie. Because obviously you can't put all the book into a movie, so you're hoping that parts that resonate the most or the themes about forgiveness and family are strongest in the emotional core of the script. So that's when I did that.
So then, what was it about the film that interested you when you were approached about the role or were considering it?
Look, I said to my agents, "Can you get me the most unusual thing out there?" To be honest, they sent me this, and I don't think you've got no idea when you read a script of what's going to happen. And sometimes you choose a movie because of the actors involved or the character does something, you can identify with the character. This was just a feeling I got. I finished it and I felt so much. It was a visceral reaction. And I kind of then talked to the producer and said, look, I don't know what it is. Maybe I just want to go on the journey that Mac's going on. And because I've had my own sense of burdens of guilt and, not forgiving people and anger. Maybe I just want to go on that exploration. That's all it really was. It's very hard to put into words. Maybe in 5 years' time I'll be able to tell you more clearly why I chose to do it in hindsight. But at the time, it was literally, I had a very strong feeling.
What is The Shack about? I mean, I think it gets a lot of attention, especially in American Christian circles, the novel at least, and then even the movie coming back out. And I think there's a lot of maybe assumptions or presumptions about what the story is about, but for you and maybe even the team working on it, what is The Shack about fundamentally?
I personally think it's the story that shows you the guidelines of how to forgive yourself. And we all have built these shacks over the course of however old you are. You've all had feelings of grief and guilt with certain things in your life and resentments. And we do carry them like backpacks. We do build these kind of places to live in. And I love this idea of that. And the Bible does this as well. It's like a guideline, or gives you this kind of set of tools that help you move forward and become a better person. And I think The Shack, to me, there was something about this through line of forgiveness, of how to forgive other people who have done you wrong, how to essentially forgive God for letting that happen, and most importantly, forgive yourself and let it all go and slowly move forward and heal. And I think, and become a better person. I think that is something that can resonate. I think that's something that a lot of us are searching for and don't even know where to begin. And I think a lot of us want the answers now, and the book and the movie tells you that you can get through these things. You can start this journey of forgiveness, but it's going to take time, and it's okay that it takes time. And I think that's what it's saying to us.
your character Mac is from a like quintessentially like Americana, story setting, from Midwest and kind of farmish land, and that extends even to they're a part of this church, but his dad has this like hypocritical side where he's an alcoholic, and all these things that went into shaping his view of church and Christianity and those things. And then of course you, Sam Worthington, you're from Surrey, England, and Seal's pretty removed from all that. Was there any, is this a totally different world from how you grew up, or did y'all grow up in the Church of England, or how did you access this character of Mac?
I didn't grow up in a religious background. Thanks to God late, in the sense of a friend of mine at 19 said, hey, do you want to read the Bible because it might calm you down some? And by reading it, I kind of gone on my own exploration and discovery of what faith is and what my relationship to, say, God is. And it's something that I could identify with Mac, of what is this relationship that you have with God? And that's what I could identify with, this searching for answers in your life, this journey of self-discovery that we all go through, and this longing for, we all long for answers now, and that's what I love, that we may not get them, and I can identify with that. It wasn't necessarily the world that he's in, but the essence of the man, and this man that was longing for calm and ease in his life and didn't know how to achieve it. It's a great, I said to my mate the other day, I said, when my kid goes crazy and he's upset, I hug him, and I don't have the answers, but I can hold him and make him feel better, and he calms down. And I think in the movie especially, and also in my own experience, that's kind of what praying to God does. I'm not getting back any answers, but I feel like I'm being hugged. And I feel like it's okay, and I calm down. And then I can go forward until the next time I spin out of control and get upset and angry and frustrated with life. And then that's something that we can all relate to. It doesn't matter where you're from.
In certain circles, The Shack was a controversial book, and so the making of a movie is somewhat controversial in those same circles. But then that all centers around, of course, the portrayal of God. Were you aware of all that? And what do you, on this side of it, what do you make of it? Or have you had much interaction with kind of the controversial aspects?
I was aware of it, and there's going to be controversy about any kind of book of this nature.
Sure.
And I think that, to be honest, the portrayal of God as a black woman is made clear in the movie. They say we come in the form that is less threatening, because the character of Mac has had some problems with his father, so she comes in a form that isn't as confrontational. Because if he had come in a form as a man that with a big white beard, say, Mac wouldn't have listened, and we wouldn't have had no journey, and there wouldn't have been no kind of healing, and there would have been no book and no movie. That character. So it's explained in the movie, and I kind of went with that because I do believe that God comes to us in the form that we need him in most, when we need him.
That was Sam Worthington. Make sure to check out the Shack. It opens this week nationwide. And if you want to play with or see other spiritually named movies, you could watch him in Terminator Salvation. Yeah. Carl Lentz makes an appearance at the end.
Not to be confused with The Shack, SHAQ. A lovely documentary
available
about her.
TNTs every Thursday night on the NBA on TNT.
I would love for him to name a book The Shack. About his autobiography is called him. The Shack.
He has it. He has a book called Shack Uncut, where he tells stories from his NBA career about. It's basically him bad mouthing former teammates.
Oddly, the audiobook is read by Octavia Spencer. We don't know why.
She did a great job.
Great job. She tore the book down.
Incredible range.
Only God knows where your wife is sleeping. Only God knows what the preacher's preaching. Only God knows that the people are cheating. Only God knows you don't need him. Only God knows. Only God
listening to Young Fathers.
I guess
It's just
I
me,
guess they actually
me and
are.
Jesse and Eddie,
Yeah, me.
our new group. The song is Only God Knows. The latest album from rap duo Social Club Misfits is The Misadventures of Fern and Marty. It deals with heavy themes like personal faith and family, combined with the wit and underground hip-hop style the rappers have become known for. It is trap-loving, barber-approved music.
9 out of 10 barbers love
You're
this.
atheist barber.
Yeah.
Will.
Atheist
Big in
trap-loving
the atheist
barbers.
barber circles, from what I understand.
Really big in the atheist trap-loving barber circles. We recently spoke with the guys about the new record, what inspired some of its more memorable songs, and their creative process. Here's Social Club Misfits.
All my attention, you know the way into my heart, only one direction. Give you all my affection, I know you yearn for. I yearn for it too's what we made for. My life's goal is to make you smile, raise the kids to be great in the meanwhile. You encourage the flows that I write while I put them out. Yeah, I read a true friend sticks closer than a brother, but when I met you, you were different from the others. A story of real love, still repping for my brothers. Know you feel
So this is your, I think it's your third full length, but this is the first on your new label. Is that right?
This is like our debut. It feels like our debut album, honestly,
Yeah.
because we've never gone past like 10 songs. You know, like we always keep it humble. 10 songs. This is a 15-track debut album. Excited about it. First with Capital. And we're excited, man. Honestly, it's we wanted to do something that we've never done, and that was to really like give a full, like albums nowadays they end at like 6.
Yeah.
So we were like, let's go opposite of the EP route, and let's just give the people what they want. 15 full-length songs, and we just gave it all we got. We're really excited about it.
Friends of the family, do it for the friends of the family. Friends of the family, do it for the friends of the family. Who else? Friends of the family, do it for the friends of the family. Friends of the family, you don't know them, you don't know me, man. Friends of the family, do it for the friends of the family. Hey, friends of the family, do it for the friends of the family. Who else? Friends of the family, do it for the friends of the family. Hey, friends of the family, you don't know them, you don't know me, man.
In terms of process or any of those things, was that the same? Like, what went into this that was maybe different from your previous projects?
Yeah, immediately off the top of my head, when you asked what process changed from the last album to this, would be the fact that we were with some of the best musicians that we were able to partner with. The band called 42 North and the producer Wit together masterminded alongside with us. Not only that, but we were able to be in some of the coolest. The spot was so cool. The equipment was
We had a
awesome.
studio
Everything
in the Nashville office that was like amazing.
We were able to put music together. It's like we were actual band directors, Martin and myself. We were there in the room. We had the instrumentalists with us, and then we were just able to dream up anything we could possibly fathom. They were able to reproduce on the fly immediately, and so nothing was off limits. We were able to explore, as you can see on the album, we were able to explore all types of musical soundscapes due to the fact that we were able to finally link up with these legendary musicians that could work like this. I felt like Isaac Hayes,
Racing Khaled on a jet ski. Yeah. Only if my wifey lets me. Hey guys, she's cool. We're good. This is for the friends and family. Ay, yeah. They don't know what we've been doing. Wow, planning a family reunion. Everything booming. Hop out the bus in the urines. Come to your door like I'm Newman. Put on my life in this music. My God in this music. My heart in this music. What else are we doing? This is that pure. No substitution. I'm not the man, I'm a human. This for the fans of the movement. Woo.
Yeah, for the friends and the family who know that we're doing this more than just rapping. We're back on road, about to pull up tour bus, parking in the lot. What's happening? Jordan 4s and a pure boost, long tee with the hoodie on. That's fashion. When you see me on stage, that's passion. For the guy who allows what I'm rapping. Y'all soothsayers, we truth tellers, we good fellas.
I did notice that a lot of the songs touch on what you might call kind of millennial angst or contentment, or kind of that sense of I don't need the things that the culture's telling me I need, or wrestle with wanting things that I don't need, or this, that, or the other. Am I hearing that right? Do you think there's a theme to what you guys were trying to address from a lyrical standpoint, or did you take each song as an individual, irrespective of the others? How did you approach that?
Yeah, I think we took it individual. Our friend, I'd probably say individually we took it as, hey, every song should be able to stand on its own, you know? And I think that the whole overall theme of the album is, you know, the misadventures of Fern and Marty. It's like life gives you detours. You know, life gives you detours. Life gives you moments where you don't expect, you know, anything to happen or something to happen. It's like finding, for me personally, like I just got married, but I had to date 500 people before I met my wife. You know, like you go on dates and you do things and it's not, life is not point A to point B, you know, and I think as long as we're having our faith in God and understanding that he wants, if he put the dream in us, he probably wants that dream to happen more than we want to happen. I think, and there's a faith in God, you know, I trust you during the journey. I trust you in the process. That's hard because, you know, the process, it's scary. But that was the theme of the album, is that, like, there's misadventure. So every song is like its own adventure, its own misadventure. Every song has its own theme to it. And I feel like if you pull any song out, it stands on its own. I think that was what we intentionally made it happen.
I don't like it. I don't like the ways they be writing. Can somebody tell me where my mind is? Rappers drive me crazy, help me find it.
My main one that I love, I can't wait to perform, is Usual Suspect. I think it's crazy. I love that verse. I remember writing that verse. It's just, I feel like the flow to it is just real mean, like a movie. At the end of the day, we're getting our point across, but it's not like, you know, we don't have to run through no hoops. We don't need no firework displays. It's just straight message, just coming straight across. You know, you hear everything we're saying, like you can see it, like I said. It's almost like the wordplay on that verse. Like I said, it's just 3D how it's coming at you, you know. They sure to like really curate these verses and put them right on the instrumentals where they belonged. And I feel like, you know, that verse that I laid down there, Martin and myself, were some of the strongest verses. I love those joints.
The wretch from Amazing Grace, somehow you still love me. You still love me, a work of progress, and I'm far from finished. You made a way for me, you gave my life a new beginning. When I thought that it was ending, that song I play when it's turbulent, shaking on the plane. Tell my wife that I'ma be okay. If God is for me, I won't.
Really excited about Misfit Anthem. You know, we were able to
I love that.
remake. Yeah, we were able to remake a Hillsong with a Hillsong record with Riley Clemens, a girl who's just signing to Capitol. We were able to remake the song with wit. I like the end of it. It's got this Bon Iver feel. It's just a song that's kind of us pouring out our heart. And I remember hearing it one day and just kind of like weeping under the weight of that song, because it's just so powerful. Like, just thinking about how far God's taken us and how it really is all about God. It's all about Him. And, you know, these are our testimonies. You know, these are our testimonies on a song in a way that we've never experienced it. And I feel like that song in particular, Broken Vessels by Hillsong, that we sampled, it's so close to my heart. It's one of those songs that I sing, you know, and my hands are up and I'm just like, God, I don't have much, but I'll give it to you. And I feel like that's what this album is that, you know, we're giving God all we got. It might not be much. We might not be the dopest rappers on a scale of what some people say. We might not be the best songwriters, but when we give something to God, we give all we have to God. He makes it into something amazing and beautiful. And so this album is really just like us giving whatever we got to God. And it's like this new journey that we're going on, being signed. You know, who knows if it'll work out? That's really the idea behind when you get signed. It's like, it's still a gamble, you know, but no matter what happens in this moment, this 15 minutes that we have to have a platform the next couple of years, we want to make sure people understand, number one, that your identity is in Christ. That's why we say misfit. And number two, you know, God is a God of second chances. And so I really feel like that song just incorporates all those themes together.
Yeah, I don't know what you be saying, girl, when you be trying to talk to me, I filter out the negative, yeah, that's my new philosophy, yeah, we got us, we got art, I got God, that's from the start, can't nobody touch my vision, man, I feel like Tony Stark, when popping out, yeah, I'm popping out, yeah, I'm popping out, yeah, I'm popping out, yeah, I'm popping out, I'm popping out, yeah, I'm popping out, yeah, I don't know what
That was Social Club Misfits. Make sure to check out the Misadventure of Fern and Marty. It's out now. Your atheist barber will love it.
100%.
Stay tuned. Up next, your feedback.
Ever want to hear the words of Jesus? Be surrounded by the sounds of the crowd in Jerusalem? An experience so vivid, it's like being there. The Breathe Audio Bible. Hear it for yourself with the free download of the Gospel of Mark at breathebible.com.
You're listening to Temples. The song is Strange or Be Forgotten. Or Strange or Be Forgotten. That should be our t-shirt that we wear at the family reunion.
Yeah, I'm done.
Strange or Be Forgotten.
Quite the ultimatum.
Thank you.
You're giving to
You think you'd be...
so you don't want to take the family name, eh? Yeah, to like... is that a message to Chandler's girlfriend?
Yeah, Chandler, that's how you, in about a year or two, when you're really thinking about sealing the deal.
That's how you pop the
you do it.
question.
Yeah.
Strang or be
no
forgotten.
hyphenation in this family.
Yeah. No, ma'am.
No. Strang or Be Forgotten.
Noted.
All right, it's time for your feedback.
Please just move forward and stop talking about it.
I
It's
love
just
how
uncomfortable.
awkward it makes Chandler feel.
I just needed a job and decided to become a producer. I never wanted to be talked about. I love my brother a lot and wanted to be around him, but please stop talking about my life in front of everyone.
Last week we asked you, we got talking about sports, because that's why people tune in, for all the sports chat.
Yeah.
And we got talking about some of the more boring sports like hockey and baseball and ways that they could be improved.
Mostly hockey. We had some pushback about how we offended
Well,
Canada.
there's lots of Canadians who listen to this show. So.
It's like soccer except on ice, and it's so boring.
And with whatever.
Little tiny soccer ball. If the soccer ball was a little tiny thing.
Yeah.
At least, but here's the thing. Here's my thing about soccer. Okay, that you don't see this in hockey. Two players can bump into each other on the soccer field, and both of them fall down and act like they just got shot. Like
Agreed.
it is insane. I mean, I've seen a guy grab his leg literally as if his leg was just blown off by like a cannon in a World War II movie, and then like when he sees he doesn't get the call, he literally pops up like nothing happened. But
Or
that would
if he
never
does
happen
get
in
the
hockey.
call.
I've seen
It's just-
a hockey player get like 3 teeth knocked out and not leave the ice at all. Like he didn't pick the teeth up. They
They
don't
just
even
like
care.
wipe their mouth with their arm.
It's true. They are tough. They are tough. I mean, they're like, what's that? Rugby. They're like rugby players.
Yeah.
And they just skate around.
But that's
in
my
cute
issue
little
with soccer.
skates.
It's like, okay, we don't, the theatrics aren't necessary here. We all saw you not even kick each other. Okay. And you're rolling on the ground in agony, like screaming.
I don't disagree. I got to say that part of soccer is a little bit, especially when it's just
the
like
European influence.
It's the long delay of game. You're like, come on, man. They're not giving you a yellow card 5 minutes later. Just walk it off.
Right. And now your team's down because they went the other direction and you're laying there trying to still get that card. That's not going to happen. Let it go.
I'm terrified of the
when
day
they're not
someone does
acting.
like break a leg out there and needs like the meat wagon to come out or whatever, like in the NFL game, and they can't get it because they just think they're trying to get the call. Like that's the boy who cried wolf. It's going to happen.
The boy who cried wolf is an important life lesson that everybody needs to know.
But that's the difference in soccer is you can tell right away because all the other players are just walking over, grabbing a water, and they know the guy's down. But it's when the other players start to run to him, you're like, ooh, that guy is dead. Like this is not good. The other players never worry, but when they do, it's like blown ACL or you lost an arm.
Or they don't care and then they feel bad later because he actually was hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But see, that's good for the guy who's like trying to get the sympathy, trying to get the card, and he actually really was impaled.
Yeah.
It's like very satisfying after the fact to say, "I told you so."
Right. They have to have a safe word out there. Like they're just screaming. Like if I scream like the word Aladdin,
woolly mammoth,
you need to know I got a real problem.
Yeah.
But if anything else, you just know I'm just
Aladdin
trying
is
to
a
get it.
good word. Like if you like hit your thumb with a hammer, like Aladdin would naturally come out. That's a good word.
But that's my go-to.
That
curse.
rolls off the tongue.
Right.
Yeah.
Aladdin.
That's good.
Not to feel bad about it. Yeah.
Well, anyway, we asked you guys, the question of the week was, what are your ideas, ways to improve other sports? You hit us up on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. You also posted on Twitter at Relevant Podcast. Here are a few of our favorite ideas.
Okay, this one is from Andy Schultz, and he had several ideas to improve multiple sports. I love this for baseball. 25% of the baseballs look and feel exactly like a normal baseball, but turn into a cloud of powder when the batter makes contact with it. So it just explodes in a really humorous poof. I added that, as a little
Humorous poof. Humorous poof. That was my band name in high school.
If that happens, the inning is over. That way, not only is it amusing to watch, but it also has an incentive for pitches to be easier to hit because, a pitcher never knows when he's going to throw the one that just poofs into powder. So I like that. He also, one of the other ones I liked of his was hockey. Play in the dark. Only the puck, goalpost, and the tape of the blade of the stick glow in the dark. Everything else is completely dark. Players can't even see the boards or which way their teammates are. But fans wear night vision goggles. That would definitely heighten the excitement, I think.
Yeah, I gotta say, a majority of the feedback was just making sports extremely and brutally violent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, actually, that is really funny. Great point. Although this one is not. Addison said track, same distance events, but each is preceded by a hot dog eating competition. So it's just a terrible, awful mess.
There used to be a Krispy Kreme challenge in Asheville, North Carolina, and you would
Yes.
have to run 3 miles to the Krispy Kreme, eat a box,
Yeah.
and then run back. So
but
6
Krispy
miles
Kremes don't
total.
fill you up as much as a hot dog
There's something
would.
about
A dozen of them,
cured
though.
meat.
It's all air. It's. I mean, like you could ball that up into something the size of a tennis ball.
I would.
Yeah,
It's just carbs.
The
It's just
evidence
carbs.
doesn't bear
Yeah.
that out because people would be just losing it on the way back. Carter McNeese, our old friend, said, and I really don't need to go beyond it, but he said 2 words.
He's not like a senior citizen, is he?
He is
Our old
84.
friend.
Carter McNeese, 84.
84 years old this week.
Happy birthday, Carter. 2 words, defensive golf. Hear me out. Teams of 2. One is the offensive player who basically just plays golf normally. The second is the defensive defensive player, excuse me. In order to defend and try to make the other team rack up strokes, the defensive player is armed with a shotgun and attempts to shoot the ball, a la skeet shooting.
Yeah.
The new ball is placed from the spot of the defensive player. Safety issues obviously have to be worked out, but after all, if there is no danger, why do we really want to watch? So I think it's great. It's a skeet shooting event.
Golf and skeet shooting.
I'm going back to the hot dog one real quick. Like, why did they choose hot dogs? Like, I think I like the
That's
idea.
the classic eating competition.
Yeah, but why not? I think they have to draw straws. So one guy has like boiled eggs, like a dozen boiled eggs. One guy has like a jar of honey. Like one guy has like a vat of gumbo, like stuff that's really hard to
Just
stomach and run.
licorice. Somebody has to eat just a Sam's box of licorice. So,
I would. I can't even think about it. I gotta go.
There's just garbage cans lining the track. Yeah.
Quentin Stewart obviously has never seen a monster truck rally because he said combine 2 boring sports, ski jumping and NASCAR, and make the most entertaining thing ever created. Cars going off jumps with the simple task of whoever makes it the furthest wins.
That's literally, they do this all over the country.
Yeah.
It's monster truck rallies.
Yeah, I've been.
Yeah. Yeah.
you have
Thanks, Quentin. Yeah.
with Padre?
No, I went
Boyfriend?
with my boyfriend.
My
Really?
boyfriend always took me to monster truck. We
like our thing.
loved it.
No, there was like a big monster truck event in San Diego. that
Did
people
he
go
cry
to.
when he saw Bigfoot finally in person? Because he had been waiting
Sunday.
You're like in the middle of a real talk and he just starts to weep.
I was
and
like, can you define what this is? Bigfoot
I
came
took
out.
Noah to one. Mind you, Noah's 3.
Yeah.
My son. But
didn't
when the
take a
robot
date?
came out and ate a car, he thought that, like, he does not know that that's not a real robot. That
Right.
That's literally what he's eating, But again, he's much older than Chelsea's old boyfriend.
Yeah.
Much younger.
Who's fictional? Yes.
Addison said polo, but replace the tame horses with the wild ones from the rodeo. I would totally watch that version of polo.
So the bucking Broncos horses?
Yeah. So I mean, but there's no polo being played. It's just a bunch of scared dudes in polo shirts and those goofy helmets that aren't going to protect anything, just running around in a big pen like a bunch of British guys in a pen with bucking Broncos.
I don't think bucking Broncos are good because you wouldn't. No, I think but wild horses would be good because they're not going to buck you off, but you can't control them. So I think that
so
could
you're just swinging that big mallet wildly.
You might get near the ball. You can still have a shot to play some polo, but like you're not going to. Yeah, I like the idea of not being able to control them.
If you think about polo, it's like a super poorly designed game. Like if you are going to like reach off a horse and hit a ball with something, a gigantic mallet is the worst possible instrument to do it with.
Really? What would you use instead?
Like a big hockey stick or like a big tennis racket thing or like a lacrosse thing. I'm throwing it. But you know, like croquet is super lame, right? So why would you combine croquet with anything? That's what they did with horses. It's just a lame. There's a reason we don't watch it in America.
Some of these sports,
super lame.
It's pretty obvious like how like the origins made sense.
Right.
You know, we're trying to shoot something at a target. We're trying to, we'll have teams. It makes sense.
Right.
But the origin story of polo, like who was the guy who had that first idea and said, guys, I have an idea for what we're going to do this afternoon.
Did that come from medieval stuff when they're riding around horses and stabbing people?
Where the big hammer come from?
But I'm saying you can't stab someone anymore. So essentially, they have to have something. They have some sort of test of agility while they're riding on a horse.
Instead of
no one wants
stabbing
to see
someone,
that.
they're just like,
and unless people are getting knocked off the horses, no one cares.
So you're saying
Just
this
a big
was like
hammer.
basically what they did at Renaissance fairs after the Renaissance,
right?
To like show their knighting skills.
Right, we can still do this. I could still run past a dude and brain him but I'm going to use a big mallet.
So essentially, the 1400 version of medieval times.
Behold.
We're like, here you come. Look at the skills that we will display. We're going to do it in a sporting sense now.
Right. Yeah, I mean that feels like its origin story.
There you go. I like it.
Could you imagine being the first group of people to like test that on though? Because it's not like today where you can advertise like things have changed. So you think you're going to a jousting event and then you're watching people play.
Just kind of hit a ball with a stick.
I think it was a slow evolution. They kind of put little like protective tips on the ends of the sword so they wouldn't kill people. Still killed a lot of people. Yeah. Right. So then they're just like, you know what? Let's
and the
dull
sword
them down.
The sword's not wide enough to really hit a ball very well. So we got to have a flat, rounded.
Let's make it a giant mallet.
Got to put a weight at the end of it to give it a good whack.
Yeah.
Good whacking.
I think it's.
See, but Eddie, if you would combine polo and jousting, where they're jousting, they're just hitting each other with the giant mallets. I'm gonna be honest, I'd watch that.
Yeah, if you're hitting, that's a great point. You're hitting each other off the horse.
It's a good old fashioned mallet fight on horseback. I think that's
okay. So you're saying it's a polo attire, polo gear, and the polo rules still, but you can also use your mallet to knock other players off their horses.
Yes, and
so there's a defensive aspect to it.
You get double points.
Double points for knocking people off with the mallet.
You hit the ball through the thing, a single point.
Right.
You hit the player off, it's 2 points.
2 points. That's how you improve polo.
That's how you make it wildly violent.
And I think one guy gets a giant mallet out there, like comically oversized, and he's just the goon. He's just the guy out there just wailing people.
He's the
off
enforcer.
The
He's going to go right after Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
He's going to go right up to him.
Chelsea, how mad were you the night that you guys had the gravedigger conversation when you told him that?
Did he always use names of monster trucks as allegory for your relationship
My
status?
imaginary boyfriend. He took me to monster truck
You
rally.
told him that your favorite one was gravedigger, and he just throws down his Monster Energy drink.
I mean, I don't want to rehash the thing, but that may or may not be why things
He's
ended.
like, do you even understand that team was just a bunch of traitors? Like, they're just like, they're backed by like this huge conglomerate. They're like, they don't even know. And he's just like so mad.
Yeah, I was just as speechless as I am now.
Yeah.
Did you break the news to him that there are 3 Bigfoots? Like there isn't just one Bigfoot. Like it's,
absolutely,
and that's
yeah. And he just
just
looked at you and he said
he tore the set down.
His face was just burning, and
the
he's
real
just like,
trouble was that I drank Red Bull and not Monster.
There's a lot of there's a lot more feedback. You should go check it out. Okay, it's time for this week's
editorial question of the week. Hey.
All right. Well, earlier in the show, we were just debating offline about what the question should be, and since Carl Lentz was on the show earlier, or mentioned, we were thinking maybe we should do a question about Lent. And then that didn't go anywhere. I mentioned that Social Club, it just has their great new album that you just heard a lot of. And my atheist cool barber, who fancies himself a tastemaker, especially with trap and emerging hip hop, really liked the album, even though it was Christian. And it got us thinking about other Christian albums or albums that are explicitly kind of more gospel focused, other albums like that maybe hold up and that like your atheist barber might actually enjoy. This week, I don't know if you watched Crashing, the Pete Holmes show on HBO. Jars of Clay made quite an appearance with Flood and stuff.
Quite
an appearance.
And again, we're not fully recommending or not recommending this show.
Yeah, but if you happen to see it,
it is quite of a hard R, as Jesse would say.
Yeah, hard R. But Pete Holmes, there was a scene in the car where he was, they were going on a road trip, him and Artie Lang, and Artie's like, "Got any music? Got any CDs? Whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, here's some CDs." And what's this one? Oh, Jars of Clay.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, put it on. It's really good."
And
It's
Pete
good.
just has this like happy smile, and it's like,
"But
if I can't swim after 40.
So here's a Christian artist that he's trying to like win over for his non-Christian friend. What is that album for you? What's your favorite Christian explicit album? Not
Explicitly
explicit,
Christian.
but you know what I'm saying? Explicitly Christian album. Yeah, that you think has legs and could survive outside of the subculture. Hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcasts, and you can post your suggestions also at the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. We will not only tell you some of our favorites next week, we will play clips and tell you if you're right or wrong.
I'm just going to say, no need to pander. DC Talk will be played. That is my example. You don't have to do this.
I want to hear just off the top of the dome right now a non-DC Talk a selection from you.
Non-DC Talk selection?
Well, I have a twofer with that question. You can be thinking about that.
Okay.
I want to know what DC Talk song would be the one you play for a non-religious person when you're saying this is just great music. There's some Christian music that's great music. I'm going to play you this song as an example to make my point. What song is that for you?
Well, for Jesse's question, any POD for all the youth group kids, because I feel like that really gets the message across.
We are.
Oh, jeez. See, even that. So that's it.
Yeah. I was a secular kid. I love that song.
DC Talk song that actually would play for a non.
And you're not trying to be funny. You're like, no, legitimately, there was great Christian music in the late 90s, early 2000s or whatever. Here's an example.
You need to give me a second on this. You need to give me a second.
I feel like we had a really good run in the early 2000s and late 90s of like kind of
Jackie Velasquez.
No, of like indie kind of like late Tooth and Nail era.
Right, because the great example is Switchfoot, right? Like they definitely crossed in.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
But like I loved those, Cameron, those bands. Like there was like Further Seems Forever. There was like I remember I really liked Juliana Theory before they went to like a major label when they put out Tooth and Nail records. 238.
I really liked Adam Again. That was in like 98, 99. Adam Again.
Yeah.
I like Blindside a lot.
There you go.
Blindside
there was some
cool.
good stuff.
Sweet. They were like the Swedish metal band.
So now
right?
you guys can't use those. Yeah. You're now you have to go deeper cuts.
I think honestly, a lot of people would agree with me on this. Is if you go back far enough, where MXPX Life in General like came out before like those like pop punk like totally blew up, and that actually is a pretty good album for that genre. That's not like just radio stuff. If you like, I think it was more culturally influential than people give it credit for in hindsight.
And DC Talk one is vexing me. They're very of the moment. They're very nostalgic.
Right.
What would have worked then? Like during the era of Supernatural, you could have played that album or any song off of it and been like, okay, that works. But now you feel when you listen to Supernatural that you're walking back into the...
Are you saying that Supernatural is kind of like Twister? It doesn't quite hold up the way
it is hard for me to speak of my beloved.
There's a glaring plot hole somewhere in it.
And then a random cow goes flying by.
It is hard for me to speak of my beloved DC Talk, especially since I am close personal friends with one of the people in the band.
No,
as we know, we actually have each other's phone numbers and have texted before. But yes, there is a metaphoric guy holding a cow across the screen, and don't quite know if it's still the CGI. It could not be improved a bit.
Chandler, me without you, Catch for Us the Foxes. Do you remember that record?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was.
I thought you was one of my favorite bands.
Back
like
to my DC
mid-2000s.
talk point, though. If they got together now and decided to seriously write something, like really make a go for it, they would be able to write something now that would feel like now and has artistic credibility.
I think you're a little blinded by your bias there.
No, I'm not.
I think you're right.
Because Toby Mac is still like putting out records, and they're not like crossing
not,
over. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying.
My barber's not talking about the new Toby Mac album.
I'm saying there's a lot of background because I am friends with someone that is in the band. I don't want to do this anymore.
All right, so hit us up. Tell us those albums that you think will have legs for your atheist barbers.
I'm saying they had Lennon and McCartney, right? And then one of them, who is my friend, is no longer
Eddie,
in the band.
I think you're inflating their influence just slightly.
There was also,
John Lennon
there was
and Paul
also
McCartney.
Ringo. He served a purpose. He created the backbeat, but you still have to have Lennon and McCartney. And if those two guys aren't doing it, well, you just have John Lennon and Ringo. And what are they making? Monkey music. It's terrible. It's just awful.
Many thanks to our guests for joining us this week. Sam Worthington's new film, The Shack, releases this weekend.
Do you want me to talk about that some more? Feels like you want me to keep going.
Also, thanks to Social Club Misfits. If you have any atheist barbers in your life that have great taste in trap and hip hop music, check out their album and maybe slip them a copy.
Mm-hmm.
And then that little Carl Lentz clip at the end,
Yeah.
some good
I
things
would
could
also
happen.
like to note, don't let them listen to any old DC talk. We're 10 minutes into this, and Eddie has yet to name one song.
It is a little hard.
You can follow them on Twitter at Social Club MSFTS Misfits. There you go. Thanks to our show sponsors for making the episode possible. Remember, if you go to Casper.com/relevant right now, you can get $50 toward any mattress purchase and use offer code relevant. And also Movement Watches. You can go to mvmtwatches.com/relevant, get 15% off today. You'll love their watches. You'll love their mattress and their pillows. I'm telling you, both of those sponsors, I fully vouch.
Yeah.
Fully vouch.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, while you're on the internet this week, browsing around, whether it be your phone, your tablet, or your laptop, go check out the new relevantmagazine.com. Tell us what you think. And while you're there, subscribe to the magazine. The new issue is out now. It's on newsstands nationwide, although there's fewer and fewer of them as we speak. Newsstands are just dying.
Yeah.
But most Barnes & Noble have Relevant in stock. Not all. And if you are at your favorite retailer and don't see it, ask for it. It actually helps get it there. So go check out the new issue of Relevant. You can preview the whole thing at relevantmagazine.com and hopefully you'll like it. There you go.
Great.
On that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Eddie Kaufholz.
I'm Chelsea Steele.
I'm Chandler String.
I'm Jesse Carey.
We'll see you next week.
Touching the ground.
But if I can't swim after 40 days and my mind is crushed by the crashing waves, lift me up so high that I cannot fall, lift me up, whoa.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Connect with us on Twitter at Relevant Podcast and get bonus material from this episode and more at the podcast section on relevantmagazine.com. And don't forget to check the magazine out. It's available on newsstands and at the iTunes App Store, or you can subscribe online at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
I want a chimp that's always a size that if I put him in a Sherlock Holmes outfit and give him a little magnifying glass, I know there's no danger of him mauling me.